Hello. So here I'm going to. I thought it'd be nice to go through some three resources, online resources I found for finding high quality images to be used for collage, and these are all royalty free as well. So as you can see, this first one I brought up, Pixabay, which is the main one I use, royalty free stock, and images. Now the thing with Pixabay is it's also useful for me making these videos because as well as the images for collage art, you also have here royalty free music. So if I do, sometimes when I've done some of these videos when I'm making collages on free mix and I don't feel like talking, which I will do some of those where I'm talking, I'll use that as a background, or where I've done online magazines. These are great for background music. They're all royalty free. Some of them do turn up as a copyright claim on YouTube, though, but it's still not a copyright strike. So just have that in mind. And you also have here some sound effects, you have GIFs, you have videos, you have illustrations. So I've mostly used like the photographic images you can find with this site, but here you've got some good drawn ones, not just photographs. Some may be useful for collaging, no, depending on what kind of image you're looking for. So, for instance, if we go through some of, say, like the images that I likely use a lot, suck up eyes. I use those a lot in artwork, maybe a bit too much. So here you've got some illustration type ones. Some of these may be useful. I mean, some of these are a bit clip arty, but still, I've used that for a piece of artwork before. Depends what kind of collage you're thinking of doing, or I could easily use something like that. This one of the London Eye is pretty good. Again, so this one is also a PNG, which is good. So I could actually have that over some other kind of image. So the background. So I'm going to take that and so download. I try to use the biggest one I could for that. There wasn't an SVG because I'm going to be doing it in Photoshop. And here you have a link to an app that I've never used called Canva, where you can use to edit images. But how well it gets you is for this kind of thing, I could not tell you because I've never used it. The only thing I really know about it is the free version. You can't use, you can't have a transparent background. Because I saw a lot of things about t-shirt making, and that was a potential issue. But if we look on what I mostly use this site for, are the photos. So again, still got the search for eyes. Again, some of these great images that are good for collages. So let's try eyeballs. Again, it's gone back to illustration, and here to look at the top, you got on iStock. Now these are not the free ones, but you can. But they say it's a limited deal, but it's always been there. If you buy these images, use that coupon, and you'll get 20% off. I don't know how much these images are in the first place. So these are some of the illustrations of eyeballs. You get some slightly different images that go along in with that. So let's have a look. It's in photos. And here it's mostly the same of when you're looking for actual eyes. So that's all pretty good. And here's another site, one called Pexels. These are all free to join, by the way. So let's look at another thing that I use a lot: fish. So some of these great pictures here. With some of these, you could an instant thing to do would be you could have the contrast between where the fish live, which is known as inner space, the ocean, and you could contrast it with maybe you have a background or swimming in outer space. It's a very obvious one to do, maybe almost too obvious that don't know if you would do it if you wanted to do something different. But if you want to do something that still looks quite stylish, I mean, with that, you could keep the bottom part of the image, replace that with something where that really doesn't belong, like maybe a lot skyscrapers or something. So, and here, as with all of them, you have a button to upload, because all the images that you find on these three sites are provided by users. So people provide these on the understanding that they're going to be royalty free and people are going to use them. You can of course provide attribution to the people who make them. So for instance, most of these get used on the idea of that. I suppose the idea is so more like they can be used as illustrations for magazines and so forth. So and newspapers. So it would be very easy to provide attribution with that, because you would just have it along with the title. When you're putting together a collage, obviously that suddenly becomes quite difficult, especially if you've got like 20 element collage. So, and here Unsplash. So again, with the initial landing page, the home page, you instantly get already a bunch of images, good images to use. They will change these based on the time. So Halloween's approaching, so pumpkins, skulls, more Halloweeny type stuff. These will get changed as current trends allow. So these are all stunning images in themselves, or some people may use them for websites and so forth. So again, providing you have the opportunity to submit photos, give the people who make them credit. So in this one, you've got some subjects to choose from. So for instance, let's choose arts and culture. See what photos come up with that, or pictures. So you got things like this. I mean, again, this is a painting. You could do a digital piece based on that. Obviously, change things in his hands, in the backgrounds, on the desk. You can use something to mess with that statue. All of them, really. So, and some of the other business and work. Let's see what pictures come up with that you could mess around with. Again, you'll get some of the same pictures turn up in different areas, because obviously it's how they'll be tagged. So this one's an obvious. You put something else in his hands or on that card. I mean, this is something that was actually literally designed for that. So if you wanted, you could. A person could, make up their own business card image on there. They have a rule, is a bit of a rule that if you're a public figure, especially one where you're in a position where you may have some kind of ridicule coming your way or where you'll be criticised, never ever take a picture of you holding a piece of paper, because you are just asking for trouble there, for messages and so forth to be photoshopped onto that image. This thing here, hands are always a good thing to use for pictures. Although I think that one might be a premium one. So let's see what's going. Yeah, so that one's a free one. So that seems to be a recent thing. It's a shame because those hands are pretty good, make pretty good images. So some of these on Unsplash, and some of these are free. To be honest, I don't use much of the stuff on Unsplash very much. It's mostly Pexels and occasionally Pexels. Pexels is my main one. Pixabay even, sorry, is my main one that I use. It's the first one I go to, and I go to the others if I can't find something on there, and then I'll try something like Bing Images or Google Images. So yeah, have a certainly sign up to these. It helps to log in. I think with Pixabay you don't actually have to. I've sometimes used it where I haven't been bothered to or forgotten to log in, and it still let me have my images at full resolution. So the signing in is more useful for if you want to upload stuff. So, I mean, I don't usually do collages with like vector images, that kind of thing, but you could do something with this easily. So, again, that astronaut would be a good addition to something. And the lung system. Some people like to do collages based on old anatomy drawings. I did actually have a copy of Grey's Anatomy somewhere. I don't know where it is to scan in and use for stuff, but because I've seen like a PDF of more up to date Grey's Anatomy, and the images in there aren't as useful. So, as always, like, share, and subscribe, and subscribe. If you are a collage artist and you want to contribute to the online magazine, please do so. The details will be in the description. And if you want to help me out on Patreon, details for that as well. And I shall see you soon. Okay, goodbye.